What's up, everyone? This is Brad from H2Vinyl, and this is going to be my third gift of vinyl that I've received from our community. Yeah, this comes from Jimmy M. If you haven't checked out Jimmy M's channel, he started making videos around, I want to say December 2016. I don't know why I didn't say 2016, but anyway. So I started making videos in February 11th, 2017, and so we came into the making videos about the same time, and so we've been doing this about the same amount of time. Jimmy listens to a lot of jazz. He has a great repertoire for jazz. He's gotten into classic rock, and he loves Joan Jett, and has pretty much all, if not all, of her collection in his collection. And yeah, I really big into the blues, really big into, and that's areas that I am diving into, and a lot like Baraka P-Dub and a few others, Jeff Kempen as well, really diving into their videos for blues, and also Tales from the Crate as well. Anyway, this is celebrating Jimmy. Thank you so much. I've got it right here. It is cut open, but it is still sealed. I haven't seen inside of this. And first, right off the bat, I can tell that you took really good care of packaging this, and you also shipped it priority mail. This is not, man, dude, this is not mailed media mail, and so thank you. Jimmy sent me a message, asked for my address, and I know this is my third gift, and I always kind of think, well, what is it they're sending? And so I was like, well, he and I have talked about Cannonball Adderley, and so I didn't know if maybe that was it. I also said something about really liking Fleetwood Mac's first album, and which was kind of a blues rock, and which I truthfully I like a whole lot more than Fleetwood Mac, their later stuff. But anyway, so I'm trying to think if it's one of these. It's my thought that it is one of these. But then he sent me he just sent me a message that said that this would close out some of my catalog, and so I really don't have any Fleetwood Mac, and I don't have any Cannonball Adderley, so I don't know what this is. But anyway, yeah, so Jimmy, thank you again. Again, to plug Jimmy's channel, he listens to a lot of jazz, he listens to a lot of electronic. He's been buying up some of the grails in the electronic area, and I don't know if he's doing a top 12 most wanted vinyl for his channel like I am, but if you are, I hope that search is going well for you. And yeah, let's just get into opening this, because I'm already kind of peeling at the tape while I'm talking. So I'm going to open this up. Oh gosh, okay, so there's a note. Let me read it silently real quick. Okay. He's already mentioned what it is. So it's Deadmau5, which I love Deadmau5. I only have one vinyl of Deadmau5. He's like, enclosed is a used copy of Deadmau5's most recent on vinyl. Okay, no, I do not have this. So I'm just gonna, hoping that I don't have it. And if I did, pass it along to whomever will enjoy it. I do not have it. These are getting harder to find. I know. I just showed a CD of Deadmau5, and so this is his recent work, which he always has very weird album titles, and this is W, which is, I guess, the drive letter that he uses for his computer. W colon slash 2016 album slash. So anyway, he always has very strange titles for his album, but I do like this album. I do not have any copy of this album. I have only listened to it by streaming, and so thank you. Gosh, thank you so much, Jimmy. I've only heard this a few times. I got into Deadmau5, listened to his first full-length album, which was something better title. I don't know. It's the one before 4 times 4 equals 12. And a better name for this or something like that. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I always do on camera. I listened to it. I heard a song of his on a YouTube channel of somebody who does iPad installations in cars, and I saw it on, and he was playing a song, and I'm like, what is this? And so I started searching for that artist and fell in love with his first CD, and then soon after 4x4 equals 12 came out, bought that and fell in love with it, and then trailed off on his third album, though I like it now. I don't own it, and then just showed the CD of While One is Less Than Two, I think it's called, and showed that in my electronic video for H2Vinyl Den. And so this is his fourth album. He's had several EPs and several different compilations. He has this. Joel Zimmerman is Deadmau5. Joel Zimmerman is a very busy guy, and really out there on the Twitch scene, really out there on the YouTube scene. Mixes his audio for his albums live, streams it all live. So if you ever get a chance to see Deadmau5 in his creation of his music, he's a very interesting fellow. Smoking, chain smoker, chain drinker. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Jimmy. I am going to give this. I mean, I've listened to this, so I know I like it. But I'm going to listen to it more because I have only listened to it once or twice, maybe 2 or 3 times, and I'm going to give this a week's listen. And I'm going to do some needle drops as well. So I will, like I said, give it a week, and I'll even talk about the pressing and those kind of things, because some of these, not so much Deadmau5, but some of the recent purchases that I've had have been, I thought were going to be quality, and they haven't been. So I will talk about the pressing and everything. I don't see it a problem. I think Joel Zimmerman does a pretty good job with keeping quality up on his material. But I'll talk about that as well. And so yeah, we'll catch you on the flip side of this video, and then we'll do some needle drops. So catch you soon. Okay, so it is about a week later. I've listened to this on this album on vinyl 3 or 4 times, and a couple times on Spotify. Yeah, this is a pretty good album. The tough thing for me is, and by the way, I was completely wrong on almost all of the information that I said in the earlier part of the video. I'm pretty sure I put a caption down saying, don't listen to any of this. Because I was shooting off the hip without any sort of research. this is not 5th or 6th, I don't remember what I said, of deadmau5's lineage of albums. This is actually his 10th. Who knew? He started making albums in 2005. It's on Discogs anyway. And For Lack of a Better Name was his 2009 album. I think I claimed it as 2010. That's when I started listening to it. And I want to say For Lack of a Better Name, and then 4x4 equals 12, which was the album after that, are his best works. This album, I think for me the detriment was nothing really stood out. The one song that did stand out to me was 2448, which is the second track on side 1. And I think it stood out the most was because there was like this weird twist in it. I love those kind of things. So I didn't dig this out of the jacket that it came in, so I'm gonna show this. This is kind of unfortunately it shows marks, but it's kind of that kind of almost suede black matte finish, and then it's a glossy white and red, so where the mouse is, and then the lettering is, well, the white is glossy and the red is kind of the same as the black background. So there's the front, there's the back, very simplistic, 3 colors, and then when you open up the gatefold, that's where it pops, because now the red is the background, but you still maintain those 3 colors. And then you've got a list of all of Joel Zimmerman's thank yous. Some of these are personal. I have no idea who he's talking about, but I kind of find it funny that he mentions in his thank yous Microsoft, NVIDIA, because he does a lot of graphics work, and he uses NVIDIA graphics cards for that. Dolby, I'm guessing because of the room that they set him up with, Dolby Atmos. There's a video on all of this stuff on YouTube. It's pretty cool. Converse, Ford, and Corona as well. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, it's marked as his 2016 album, and it was released, I think, on streaming and CD in 2016, but on vinyl it came out on 2017, and the pressing is high quality. It is pressed by MPO in France, and very satisfied with the pressing. There were some scratches, but that wasn't too bad. The spindle hole was almost dead center, which is good for electronic, because then you have the sustained synthesizer notes, and you don't have them wavering, which can really, really annoy me, especially when I know what the album should be like. The sleeves inside are just generic die cut. These are glossy cardstock. Definitely do not have the vinyl in those anymore. What else? As I think I mentioned earlier, the tough thing with this album is that nothing really stood out with For Lack of a Better Name, which is one of my favorite albums by him, and then 4x4 equals 12. Every album, or every song in both of those albums stood on their own. You had Ghosts and Stuff, and then more Ghosts and Stuff. You had My Friend, you had Strobe at the end. Then with 4x4 equals 12, you had One Trick Pony, you had Raise Your Weapon, you had that monster, Cthulhu Cthulhu's Stairs. I don't remember the name of that one. And then City in Florida. Just every song on that album just stood out, and these didn't. I think the only one that really did stand out was 2448 for me, and that was because of just the crazy switch in the middle of it, which I think I mentioned I do enjoy those types of switches in songs. But I'm going to do some needle drops, and first and foremost, thank you again so much for this, Jimmy. The one thing that I try to compare this to Spotify, what is on Spotify, and two key differences. The album version of Let Go is not the same one that's on Spotify, within the album anyway. It's an extended version, and it's not marked on either the labels of the vinyl or on the back of the cover. And so that's kind of a misprint. I think the Let Go extended is 8 or 9 minutes long. I could be wrong on that one. I'm shooting from the hip there. But one thing that's is exclusive only to the vinyl is the remix of Strobe. And unfortunately, that song is kind of lackluster to me. I personally like the original Strobe a whole lot more than the remix. But anyway, I'm going to be doing some needle drops. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for this. I've got your note. I'm going to be placing it inside the cover sleeve and the outer sleeve, and keeping that. And I'm really glad to have this in the collection. And thank you so much. So I'm going to end this video with several of these needle drops. I hope everyone enjoys and is listening to great vinyl. We'll talk to you next time.